Castle, a game-high 32 points with 11 rebounds and 6 assists. And the Spurs are headed to the Western Conference Finals for the first time since 2017. And Victor Wembanyama, he is going to join us very shortly. Welcome into the lounge at Stage 11. I'm Taylor Brooks with BG, Dirk, Steve, and UD. The Spurs, they're headed to the Western Conference Finals in a great game. You heard Stephon Castle say there that their energy and attention to detail was the best that it has been all series, and that really showed, UT.
Yeah, and once again, it showed in this series, but this has been a season-long building process for these guys. I mean, this started in training camp, and you also heard them talk about them being ahead of schedule. This is months of working on habits, not settling, not just going through games and say, okay, we won, we'll get to the next one. No, we're going to get in film, we're going to hold ourselves accountable, we're going to correct our mistakes. So when we get to this part of the season, we're at our best version. I love to see a team wear on the team, impose their will, and break them. Trust me, this is a very gratifying win if you're on the other end and you're the San Antonio Spurs, to go against a good team that have been in the Western Conference Finals the last couple of years, to wear them out and to finish them at the end. I'm just impressed. At averaging age of 25 in that starting lineup, and a 35, 36-year-old coach, this is extremely impressive for me.
Yeah, I mean, just the poise, you touched on it, but to be that young and to come out and just go about their business, losing game one and then to rattle off 4 straight, says a lot about who they are collectively, but also individually. They all just seem like they're about business. They look like they enjoy playing basketball with each other. But this was just an impressive win from the beginning. I mean, it's not easy for a young team to go back on the road and have to get one to close it out and come out and play with the poise they did and not give up a lead like that.
I mean, we obviously know all about the poise, the lack of experience. We have talked about that. We know how great Wemby is. But in this game and really throughout this series, the guards have been a difference maker. Steve?
It's incredible. You know, they have 3 guards that can really get to the basket almost anytime they want. I think it's a decision defenses have to make. And you've also got Victor roaming. You've got shooters around them. So it's an embarrassment of wealth in some respects for this team that they can play both sides of the ball. They can come at you in different ways. You know, I still think they're a developing team in a lot of ways. Having said that, at this curve in their development, they might be good enough to win a championship. But, like, they're nowhere near where they're going to be, and that's how good they are already.
I mean, we're going to dive into this a little bit more, but talking about being good enough to win a championship means going through the OKC Thunder. What do you see about that potential matchup? Dirk is like, yeah, it's a giant, but Steve's right.
Yeah, I mean, this has been developing all year long, and I think this is the matchup we all want to see and look forward to. This is going to be an incredible series. We all know the Spurs had a little bit of a heads up this year in the series. I think they're 4-1 against OKC this year. So it's going to be incredible. I think the difference is that OKC can pressure you, turn you over, but the Spurs are a tough matchup with those 3 guards. Like we talked about, how poised they play. They don't turn the ball over. They're smart. Wemby is a game changer on both ends. So this is a tough matchup for OKC also. So this will be a heck of a series, and we're all going to be tuned in.
Yeah, and if you're the San Antonio Spurs, do not be immature and think whatever happened in the regular season matters right now in the playoffs. Whatever you did against those guys in that regular season does not matter right now in the playoffs. It is 0-0. Both teams are healthy. You win against a Portland Trailblazer team that you were just better than. Then you went against a Minnesota Timberwolves team who was hurt. Anthony Edwards was not 100%. They lost DiVincenzo. You're going against a full team now. Don't worry about what happened in the regular season. This is 0-0, and we're starting from scratch right now.
Good point.
Yeah, great point for sure. You know, it was balanced scoring in this one. 6 different Spurs scored in double digits tonight. Those guards combined for 68 points. We keep saying that they are ahead of schedule, but what is it? Why?
Their poise, their maturity. I mean, I think they're so locked in. I do want to give a shout out to the Spurs coaching staff.
Completely.
I mean, they truly, I mean, you can't speak to young players progressing without pointing to the coaching staff and the job they've done with them. Mitch Johnson has been fantastic. Offensively, they've grown. They're trusting each other, but defensively as well. Sean Sweeney, who a lot of us know, I mean, has done such a good job of building blocks, right? You start out the season, you're working on this. Okay, we got that. We're going to add to it. And there are wrinkles to their defense that we haven't seen yet. I mean, there's different lineups. There's different things that they can throw out there. So that's what I'm excited about for this next series is Oklahoma City. I think San Antonio has more levels to go to with different wrinkles to throw in. You saw Lakers trying to throw different wrinkles out there, a little junk defense to get some stops, and I think San Antonio has that as well. And but they have the bodies, they have the players to be able to match up with Oklahoma City. So I'm excited for that little chess match between the two coaching staffs.
What is the thing from this series, that they will have to take with them moving forward, and the thing, they are going to have to fix?
What are they going to have to fix? I think the turnovers were a little bit of an issue. I think for this team, how good they are offensively is because they don't let you off the hook. They do not get empty possessions. If they turn it over, they might turn it over, but they do not get empty possessions. They drive the basketball. They spray to the open guy. If he has a shot, he takes it. If he doesn't, you have Wemby at the rim. So they don't have empty possessions. I think just not turning over the ball, and obviously defensively, this poses a whole different threat right now. You're not going against a big that's going to be standing in the paint right now. You're going against a big who can shoot the ball from the perimeter. So Wemby has to be a little more careful when he goes to block those shots because you have a guy that can spread the floor. It's not going to be as easy as it was when you're guarding Gobert or even when you're guarding J.D. McDaniels. As good as McDaniels was in the first series, he is not a standstill spot-up three-point shooter. That is not what he wants to do for a 48-minute game. Chet can stand out there and he can shoot the ball well enough to beat you. And Jalen Williams can as well. So those 5 men can knock down shots. So it'll be a little bit more of a different, challenge for Wemby, but I'm sure those guys will figure it out. They'll get in that film room and they'll understand what they need to do.
And I think as good as San Antonio's been and how terrific we've seen their guards play, I do think they're going to be challenged to score in the half court. I mean, if they get in a half court game with OKC, they will have to execute, and I think it's going to be a real growth opportunity for them, but they're going to be challenged. There's going to be times if they don't make shots, they don't make plays, how are they going to create advantages that they're very good at creating in transition?
Yeah, some of their shot selection at times in this series, when they weren't getting to the basket was a little shaky, and they were able to make shots tonight, but what are they going to do when they're not getting everything at the basket, and what are they going to do when some of those three-point shots aren't going in? That's when you saw their offense rattle a little bit, especially in the 2 losses.
I think their defense travels, and that's the biggest point. Everybody says they're so immature, they're not experienced, but their defense makes up for their lack of experience on the offensive end. They're so good. If their whole team's to under 40% shooting, that gives them a chance every night to play and be in the game and win on the road. They don't really get into trading baskets. Wemby plays every defensive possession like it's his last and goes for everything and competes, and that sets a tone for everybody. And I love the emotional just steadiness of those 3 guards. They're young, but they don't get too rattled. They don't get too high. They don't get too low. They keep attacking. They keep playing their game, keep putting pressure defensively full court. And I was really impressed by the Spurs again in the series.
Yeah, they're inexperienced, but they are very mature.
Yeah.
They're very mature. It's impressive. You watch all of them talk to the media, that talk to us, and they have the right answers. And it's one of those things where they actually believe it. This is not just good media training. I think they're far beyond their years that way.
And what I love about them, the maturity comes out in when you make a mistake, when you get punched in the mouth, when you lose. They're not too cool. Mm-hmm. They don't get emotional. They are able to bounce back. They learn their lessons. That's a maturity. They get better every game, every series. They learn, they grow, they take something with them. That is what's scary about this team, is that they could come out, they could get blown out in game 1, and they're going to be a totally different team in game 2. And that's a sign of maturity as well.
And, so much of that maturity does begin with Wemby. We are going to speak with him shortly. But when you look back on this regular season and this playoffs, what did we see from Victor Wembanyama this year that most impressed you, UD?
Just the growth offensively, defensively, understanding the game, the leadership, how he's continued to lead this team, not only with his play, but with his voice. I think oftentimes when you get a young player, they don't know how to use their voice. They know how to go out there and play hard, but they don't know how to use their voice. You start to see Victor start to use his voice. You start to see him cut his hair off and just do all these things to just bring these guys together. So, for me, it's just his leadership. The leadership that he has displayed from the beginning of the season to now has been great.
Well, we'll get to chat with him about that. It is time now for Premium Player, presented by Patron.
There he is.
Wemby.
He's back again.
He's back.
Back again.
We do this every week.
Wemby, the Spurs